The essence of philosophy and personal growth doesn't lie solely in acquiring knowledge, but in preparing ourselves for life's inevitable challenges. The goal is to reach a place where, when adversity strikes, we can calmly say, "This is what I've been training for." Life has always been, and always will be, unfair. Yet, its injustices manifest differently for each person. Take Marcus Aurelius, for instance. He didn't choose to become emperor any more than he chose to lose his father at a young age, endure a plague ravaging his empire, or face betrayal from his closest confidant. But through it all, he met every challenge with courage. Then there's Epictetus, whose life stands as a living testament to resilience. Born into slavery during one of history's darkest periods, he had no say over his fate. Even after gaining freedom, he was exiled. Still, despite unimaginable hardships, he not only survived, but thrived, becoming one of the deepest thinkers of all time. This is what life demands of us, to confront the uncontrollable, not merely to endure it, but to rise above it. Resilience means recovering, growing stronger, and sharpening ourselves through trials. And if anyone embodies mastery in this area, it's Epictetus. Epictetus believed that the first task of a philosopher, and anyone seeking a virtuous life, is to distinguish between what lies within our control and what does not. At first glance, this principle may seem simple, yet its power is extraordinary. Ask yourself, is this under my control? Should I waste energy worrying about it? Will my emotions or actions change the outcome? If the answer is no, let it go. It isn't worth your time or effort. Every moment spent fretting over things beyond your influence steals energy from what you can affect. Think of it as resource management. Imagine you're given a limited number of energy points each day. Each time you direct your focus towards something outside your control, you surrender an advantage to the world, diminishing your inner strength. This is the Stoics' profound lesson. Concentrate on what matters and what you have the power to change. Every day, ask yourself key questions. Epictetus distilled the essence of life into two concepts: persistence and resistance. Some things in life must be endured, no matter how difficult they are. Others must be resisted, regardless of how tempting or arduous they might seem. These twin principles, persistence and resistance, are at the heart of self-discipline and personal mastery. When we master both, we unlock our true potential. Discipline and self-control aren't optional. They form the foundation of personal growth. Whether you seek improvement in your career, relationships, or character, self-discipline is non-negotiable. Not only will it make you better at what you do, but it will elevate everything you touch. I speak from experience. Over a decade ago, when I moved to New Orleans, I didn't tell anyone I was writing a book. Why? For two core Stoic reasons. First, as Epictetus teaches, if you want to improve, you must be willing to appear inexperienced or even foolish. My focus was on the work itself, not how others perceived me. Second, a Stoic acts rather than talks about acting. I didn't want to squander energy discussing my book. I wanted to devote every available moment to writing it. In the end, people were surprised when the book was announced, but I had been content in solitude, fully absorbed in the task. That's the Stoic way. We don't seek validation or applause. We strive for mastery and growth. One of Epictetus's most powerful teachings captures this perfectly. A prison is a place. A podium is a place. From his own experience as a slave, He knew that while we cannot control our circumstances, we always retain the freedom to choose our response. Even physically chained, our minds and will remain free. A modern example of this philosophy in action is Admiral James Stockdale. During his 7 years as a prisoner of war in Vietnam, he embraced Stoicism as his mental framework. As he parachuted into enemy territory, he mentally prepared himself by saying, "I'm leaving the world of technology and entering the world of Epictetus." Despite unimaginable suffering, Stockdale maintained unwavering resolve, determined to transform his pain into something meaningful. His refusal to succumb to despair and his ability to find purpose amid adversity made him an extraordinary example of heroism. One of Epictetus's most powerful teachings captures this perfectly. A prison is a place, a podium is a place. From his own experience as a slave, he knew that while we cannot control our circumstances, we always retain the freedom to choose our response. Even physically chained, our minds and will remain free. A modern example of this philosophy in action is Admiral James Stockdale. During his 7 years as a prisoner of war in Vietnam, he embraced Stoicism as his mental framework. As he parachuted into enemy territory, he mentally prepared himself by saying, "I'm leaving the world of technology and entering the world of Epictetus." Despite unimaginable suffering, Stockdale maintained unwavering resolve, determined to transform his pain into something meaningful. His refusal to succumb to despair and his ability to find purpose amid adversity made him an extraordinary example of heroism. This is known as the Stockdale paradox. He understood that while we can't control what happens to us, we always control how we respond. In his case, the greater the challenge, the greater the opportunity for personal transformation. Epictetus, born into slavery, grasped this deep truth. He observed the so-called free citizens of Rome, including those in Nero's court, trapped by ambition and the lust for power. He realized that true freedom doesn't come from external circumstances, but from our ability to govern our inner world. While the world may shackle us physically, it cannot control our minds or strip us of the power to choose. Stoicism teaches us that no matter where we find ourselves in life, whether as slaves or emperors, we always possess the freedom to choose our reactions, priorities, and attitudes. This is why Stoicism remains profoundly relevant today. Like Epictetus or Marcus Aurelius, it's for anyone seeking peace, resilience, and strength. Life will inevitably bring challenges, but Stoicism shows us that adversity isn't something to fear, it's something to embrace. This philosophy prepares us to navigate difficult times, much like soldiers training in harsh winters for battles yet to come. When we practice Stoicism, we ready ourselves for hardship. So when life becomes tough, instead of feeling overwhelmed, we can confidently say, "Yes, this is exactly what I've been preparing for." The question is, are you ready? Have you done the inner work necessary to face challenges when they arise? Because those who are mentally and emotionally prepared are the ones who emerge stronger on the other side. Stoicism isn't merely a set of ideas, it's a way of life, and it's waiting for you to make it your own. Success doesn't belong to those who merely dream of it. It belongs to those who invest relentless hours, rigorous training, and steadfast preparation for whatever life may throw their way. As Bill Bradley once said, "When you're not practicing, someone else is, and when you meet them, they'll beat you." It's those who sacrifice, who endure the grind during tough moments, who rise prepared when the moment arrives. Preparation is your advantage. It's your armor. In the story of Epictetus lies a powerful lesson. One night, while at home, he heard the sound of an intruder. Upon investigating, he discovered a thief had taken his silver lamp. But Epictetus didn't grow angry or feel violated. Instead, he calmly reflected, "You can only lose what you truly own." The next day, he simply replaced it with a less valuable lamp, choosing peace over possession. This teaches us a profound truth. Possessions carry a cost far beyond their monetary value. Their true price isn't the initial purchase or upkeep. It's the anxiety and worry tied to losing what we believe we possess. The Stoics understood this well. They believed that true freedom comes when we stop allowing our belongings to possess us. Success, wealth, and fame may seem desirable, but often they become the heaviest chains, trapping us in stress and fear. When it comes to effort and discipline, focus should be placed not on external rewards or end goals, but on the process itself. Like running a marathon, it's not about competing against others. It's about valuing the work for its own sake. This intrinsic drive, championed by the Stoics, is about improving for the sake of improvement, not for validation or recognition from others. As Epictetus wisely said, if you want to win, find a competition where you're the only participant. This mindset frees you from comparison and centers your attention on self-mastery. When you run your own race on your own terms, failure becomes impossible. At the heart of Stoicism lies the ability to reflect on our thoughts. This is true power, the space to pause to think before reacting. How often do we let emotions control us? How many times do we act impulsively without considering consequences? Stoicism teaches that we can step back from our emotions, examine them, and choose how to respond. That pause, the governing reason the Stoics spoke of, is what sets us apart. If you master your thoughts, you'll become wiser than most. You'll navigate life's turbulence with serenity, understanding that true happiness doesn't stem from external factors, but from personal growth and self-control. Just as Epictetus found joy in daily improvement, so too can we discover fulfillment in our inner development. This joy isn't tied to fleeting things like money, status, or recognition. It's a quiet contentment born of knowing we're becoming the best versions of ourselves. This was what the Stoics valued above all else, the pursuit of self-mastery. They didn't try to control the world. They sought to control their responses to it. When you learn to govern your mind, you unlock a deeper, more enduring happiness, one not built on the unpredictable chaos of the outside world, but on your capacity to regulate your reactions, thoughts, and emotions. It's within this inner space that true freedom resides, a place of unshakable peace and purpose, untouched by circumstances. By cultivating this skill, you become the architect of your own life, shaping each experience with wisdom and calm. The key isn't changing what happens externally, it's transforming how you respond internally.